ahead and get started. Hope you guys had a good Sunday workout. We're not working out on Sundays. I'm working out on Sundays. And I said in a video that seemed like it was a one-off, but it was very real, that if you're not working out at least once a week, then what are you doing? What it means is that you don't even value your body. You don't even value your life. And if you think life is like a gift from God, and if you consider yourself a godly man, I struggle with faith, I'll be honest with you there, but if your body's supposed to be your temple, and if you're not even taking at least one day a week to at least do some cardio, work out a little bit, you're saying you don't care about the temple. You're saying you don't care about the gift God gave you. You're saying F you to God. What? Can you imagine that? Is that real? Oh, boy. To work out more. Look at that. The camera shakes so much. I'm still so big. Every time I laugh, the camera's shaking a whole lot. Oh, how's it going, man? Welcome to the Dead Man's Tome channel here, hosted by the Unabomber. How's it going, guys? Hosted by, used to be Killstream Superfan turned Hate Boy turned, now I just want to talk about horror movies all day. But that's kind of how it started anyway. But I never really talked about horror movies. I did every now and then. But that's what we're doing here in this stream. No drama. No Ethan Ralph or Grace Thorp drama. I swear. No, God, don't strike me down on that one. Actually, you know what, God? Don't even pay attention. Actually, let's do a prayer. Let's do a prayer together. Let's pray that God and Jesus do not listen to anything I say here. Because when we get into the Ralph segment, the conversation he had with that Jesse PS person is so raunchy, so dirty. Dude, I don't even think the devil wants to hear that stuff. Okay? But I have a take that I don't know if people would agree with. It has really to do with PPP and Andy Worski. I'll get into that when in time. Well, we're going to start off with the Lost Boys. But first, let's do a prayer. Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, please don't pay any mind to this stream or what the word's about to say here in this whole broadcast. Okay, it's filthy. It's all bad. You should disavow all of it. Anyway, and I say that because I've watched The Lost Boys. We're gonna do a review of The Lost Boys. What I think of The Lost Boys. I mean, The Lost Boys. Let's just say, I don't remember ever watching this movie, and I watched it, I want to say, for the first time the other day. And it's one of those movies where I think I've seen it before. I recognize some of the scenes, but maybe I had forgotten about it. And I think there's a reason why I had forgotten about it. This movie, congratulations, is gayer than Interview with the Vampire. It is gayer than Interview with the Vampire. This movie is actually gayer than Twilight. This movie, The Lost Boys, is actually more homosexual than Twilight. 100%. 100%. Now, is it a good movie? I mean, there's moments that are kind of cool. And it's kind of funny to watch. It's actually more of a comedy than it is a horror. It's not even really a horror movie. It's more like a kids-friendly, gay-centric... or those two things do not go together, but that's what's happening here. It's like kid-friendly kind of stuff going on there, almost like straight-to-cable movie feel to it. Is something you'd see even on actual TV. But, with stuff like ABC Family Vibes and stuff, with some horror elements being like the vampires. But then a lot of gay stuff. A lot of gay. I swear to God, dude. Yeah, at the end of the movie, I was like, you know what? I think I'd rather watch Twilight. Whoa. Twilight's pretty bad. Twilight's really bad. I would rather watch The Lost Boys than the Twilight. I'll tell you why. There's a funny element in this movie that really works, and I think it's cool. And we'll get into that in a bit here. But yeah, I just wanted to say, definitely extremely gay, which makes sense since it's directed by Joel Schumacher, who is openly gay. That director is openly gay. And is it not more gay than Brokeback Mountain, though? Oh, man. It's almost there. It's almost there. Like, you're right. In this movie, the only bang scene is that of between a woman and a dude, but they even made that gay. They made that so borderline gay. Okay. 5,000 ARS.
I'm hollering.
What? I don't even know what ARS is. What is that? It's like $1. $5,000. Holy crap. Oh, that was good. That was good. I like that. Thank you. Oh, by the way, shout out to the previous donor in the last stream, E.T. Templar. Because of you, I was able to get a value meal at McDonald's. It was great. It was great. Did I give it to my kids? No, I'm selfish. I ate that thing. Well, the reason I didn't give it to my kids because if you give it to one, the other one's going to want something. There's only one value meal. Okay. Guys, if you want to watch me eat stuff on stream, we're going to have to just give me money so I can eat the stuff on stream. Like DSP. No. Guys, if I receive... how much do I need for 3 large pizzas? 3 extra large pizzas and not have to eat all 3 pizzas in one sitting live on stream. Otherwise, I have to do something related to meeting or something like that. There you go. That's a lot of pizza, dude. Dude, that's like kill yourself amount of pizza. That is bad. That is that you're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna be, your waistband's gonna expand. Your arteries might just clog up. Your heart might just die. That's a lot of pizza. That stream might actually get taken down for self-harm. Anyway, we're talking about the Lost Boys and how Lost Boys is extremely homosexual. It is very gay. It's directed by Joel Schumacher, the same guy who directed Batman and Robin, which is like the gayest Batman movie. It's like, were you trying to make a Batman movie or were you trying to make like a gay Batman movie? Like a gay porn, gay corn Batman movie, because that's what he did. That's what he did there. And it released at the kids. Look at that. Joel Schumacher released another movie to kids that had a bunch of gay imagery. Joel Schumacher's been trying to groom your kids into gay stuff. That's what the Lost Boys is. That's what Lost Boys wants to do. Oh, you like the review, huh? Okay. That's Joel Schumacher here. Okay, here's what's going on in the movie. I'll give a quick synopsis of my version of it. What works well, what does not work well. Okay. All right. From what I remember, the things that made sense to me, you have a single mom now. She's divorced. Not only did she divorce, but for some reason, she doesn't even get child support, and she didn't even get half the money. So I don't know how she lost there. She must have been so horrible. This mom must have been the worst mom, worst wife ever. The single mom is divorced, okay? So it's not single. She's a divorced mom who gets no child support, no money from the divorce. She moves to California to move in back with her dad because that's what's happening there. She takes her 2 sons who they don't even look anything related. At first I was like, wait, are they even related? They're supposed to be related. Okay. And then they move into the grandpa's house, and the grandpa is like this weird, like pot smoking hippie dude who likes to collect a lot of taxidermy and dead animals. I kid you not, the house they move into is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre levels of weird and creepy, but this is supposed to be our home. This is supposed to be the base of like where the good characters are at, you know? And it's weird because you have this pot smoking hippie character and then you have this taxidermy stuff. That's not vibing with me. I'm like, I don't think those two things go. Like, out of all the interests that hippies have, you take like a diagram, okay? Okay. You take the circle of what hippies' interests. You take the circle of, I guess, taxidermy. I don't know. I don't see any overlap. I don't see how you would get, because taxidermy is something like a hunter would do. A hunter would do that stuff if you're really detailed into it, right? You want to preserve your hunt, or maybe your, anyway. But hippies, I don't see them as hunting animals. They're just smoking weed and having a garden, okay? But that's the grandpa for you. He's kind of weird. Now, that's our setting. That sets it up. So they moved to California, and there's one area. It's called Murder Capital. And rumored to be murder capital. People have been disappearing. There's this weird stuff kind of happening with these vampires, who, of course, look like vampires. Like, your go-to look for vampires is make them gay. Like, anyone who looks flamboyantly gay for the time is a vampire, because they're suckers. They go around and they suck on people for sustenance. That's what it is. Like, I think anymore the vampire is just metaphor for homosexuality. Maybe there's a case there. Maybe we can explore that later. I'm not exactly sure. I'm just kind of spitballing out there. But like most vampire movies, like you could spot the vampire by looking for the most flamboyantly gay person, and that would be it. So they're running around. They're kind of running the territory there. What happens is you have these two brothers who are main characters. The oldest one, he gets involved with, well, he goes out, and all of a sudden, like, he's there, like the first night there, he meets a girl that kind of he has an interest in. Like, they cross gazes there, okay? And he's like, okay, I want to check out this girl. The girl goes to the biker vampire people, and it's like, okay, so it's one girl for this whole vampire gang, okay? So I was like, okay, wait, is that like a boyfriend situation or what? No, it's not even that. It's not even that. Throughout the movie, those vampires do nothing with her name is Star, the only female. It's almost as if they don't even like her. She's only there really to kind of like to lure in our main guy because of reasons we'll get into later. The other brother goes on this weird like side story that would be the equivalent of what Stranger Things does with their stuff. Like, they get the kids to get involved in crazy capers and schemes to fight against some evil that's living in the town there. That's what they're doing with this. Of course, this happened in the 80s. This movie is a product of the 80s, so it's more original than what Stranger Things does. So for that thing, I like what's happening there, because you have this character, his name's Sam, and it's played by Corey Haim. And rumor has it this character was actually intended to be a girl, and it makes sense. Sam for Samantha. It also makes sense because in Sam's room, there is this poster of Rob Lowe, a very gay poster. Like, if you're going to have that, you're gay. I would put it on the screen, but it would be too much man chiseled gayness. It might be against TOS even on YouTube. That's how gay it is. Okay. But so there's that. There's other things too, little things that you'd be like, is Sam supposed to be a female character? What's going on here? But that's the brother. That's the youngest brother, Sam. He gets connected with these boys in a comic book store who are like instantly telling him pretty much about vampires, because they think Sam might be a vampire because he looks gay. Anyone who looks openly gay, flamboyantly gay, is a vampire, right? So the two that he runs into, which they call them like the Frog Brothers, the Frog Gang or whatever. They're like these two dudes. Corey Feldman is like the main person we're going to be talking about. Instantly accuse Sam of being a vampire, being kind of suspicious of him. And then, so he gets in that side story is going to go on and continue. It's weird. It's weird stuff that happens. That's like the ABC family friendly, like, okay, that's actually the element that kind of makes it kind of fun, because the stuff with the oldest brother, Michael, it's just, there's one scene that I really, really liked, and that was when he was with the Lost Boys, the vampires, and they're eating rice, and they're like just like doing these mind tricks to show like the vampires have an ability to, create illusions and stuff, but they don't really use that much throughout the movie. They just kind of use it at that one moment. And there's, I guess, a couple of scenes here and there that seem like there could be illusions. Okay, so I guess they do kind of use it every now and then. What else? What else happens in the movie? Let's see. Michael and Star, they hook up. Michael turns into a vampire because he drinks his blood. It's like, okay, so to turn into a vampire in the Lost Boys, you have to drink the blood. They don't bite you and turn you into a vampire. You just have to drink the blood of, like, they had in this jar or whatever. I don't understand. I was like, okay, all right, whatever. But it happened so fast. It's almost unbelievable. Like, Michael meets these people first night there in his new town, and immediately gets like invited into this world of vampires. It's so crazy, so wild. And I swear, like, Kiefer Sutherland, his character David, was totally 100% homosexual for Michael. Like, I think the story was like Joel Schumacher wanted those two to kiss, but he couldn't get them to kiss, so he got the closest they can, which was pretty close. What else? Let's see. Okay, so during the transformation phase of Michael turning into a vampire, everyone, like his little brother, thinks he's like freebasing heroin right now. Okay, that he's freebasing heroin. He's just on drugs. Because he looks like it. He looks like he's completely wasted all the time. The mom doesn't seem to be too. The mom's concerned, wants to talk to him, but like she seems so naive, and so easily like manipulated that it's laughable. It's like, what is this? Let's see. Oh, and then pretty much at that point, so Michael turns into a vampire. The other brother is with the vampire hunters. They're accusing this one guy of being a vampire. That they go through all the things. It's like a vampire movie kind of wants to show you, like, as far as vampire lore, what works, what doesn't work. Does garlic work? Does this stuff work? What does it look like? To establish, I guess, the rules for the vampire film. And so they kind of goes through that motion there. That happens. It's kind of fun. It's a funny scene. I think what really makes it though for the Frog brothers is that the way they're done. Like, obviously they're kids. But the Corey Feldman character, he has like this. Oh, your brother's a van. No, he's not like Alex Jones. He's like a little kid trying to be cool. Like, hey, your brother's a vampire. It's like that. Oh, your brother's doing this. That means he's a vampire. You're just gonna have to get a steak and take it to his heart. It's like a 9-year-old making that voice. So it's like, okay, this is like over the top. These kids think they're like actual vampire hunters. They're probably never done anything like this before. They just read a lot of comic books. They're very autistically like detailed into this. It's like I could believe it. I was buying it. There's some stuff that happened with the vampires that we're not really told about. For example, at one point in the movie, there was this vampire kid. I don't know what was happening with that. They never really explained anything about that. But there's this vampire kid. I guess kind of like an Interview with the Vampire, you're going to have the new vampire be kind of a squeamish, weird about being a vampire, have like morals and stuff, whatever. And then you're going to have like a kid vampire. Yes. I don't know. We get that. There's things that are not explained. Another thing that's not really explained in this movie, I get that they could fly. They never really showed him flying, but you get the sense with the point of view camera, which I think they chose that because to show a scene of Kiefer and the gang flying on motorcycles in the air like Harry Potter would probably be too much. Because that's what I think is happening. Because when they're flying, like they're already on their motorcycles, or sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. It's like, okay, what's going on here? It's like they just pull them out of their ass. Hey, I don't know what's happening there. It's crazy. But what else? So, on the quest to becoming a vampire, Michael is tested with this with I guess attacking, hunting on people, and it feels like there's some like regret about it. There's some moral issues, some ethics there. Now he has those concerns, right? Now he has them, and so he have that, and then he joins. He gets help with his little brother and the vampire hunters, and they try to kill the vampires, which that doesn't work well. It doesn't work well for them. It works better than what they thought. The kids actually find the cave because Michael knows where they go, where they hide at, and I don't know what their plan was, because in the scene it looks like this. So you have these two like boys, like probably 2 10-year-olds, and Michael is probably like, I don't know, 16, 17. I don't know how old he is. Let's say 18. He looks pretty old. And then you have, and then his brother, his little brother. So they go to this cave. They're like arms with stakes and whatever to like take out the vampires, and they're sleeping, of course, upside down like bats. I guess that's how vampires do it. And I guess their plan was to drive a stake through every vampire individually, one at a time. But I guess they didn't account for the fact that the vampires are going to be making a lot of noise when you kill them. So it's going to wake up everyone else. It's like, why didn't y'all plan for that? Whatever. But that was their plan. They go in there without any planning, and they just, not planning smartly anyway, and they just try to drive a stake through every vampire. Of course, it doesn't work. They get one, and then they're chased out. They're chased out of the cave, and then they have to wait till nighttime to come out because, vampire rules. That's weird because Michael, our main our main character, he's turning into a vampire, but he could walk throughout in the day. I guess the rules for different vampires. I guess if recently turned, you could still be in the daylight. If you're older, you can't. Otherwise, you burn. That's what I made sense of that. See, I had to do a lot of like mental gymnastics on my part to make things make sense for this movie. And honestly, that was too much because really it's kind of just a dumb, silly, family-friendly-esque comedy horror film. It's not even horror. Like you could put this on Halloween for the kids if you wanted to. If you wanted to expose them to it. I mean, like it's funny. Like I think the kids would like the boys storyline. Like that's kind of fun. That's funny. That's stuff they do. They go on these little adventures. And I think getting into what works for the film, that's the thing that really works. The vampire stuff, it just happens so fast. The pacing of it is like wild. Like it is boom, 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 and then next thing you know, you're like already in it, in the vampire lore, and then, it just there's a huge escalation. It happens rapidly. I feel like it just happens very shortly. It doesn't seem like it really gives time to build up, but for being how it like kind of has a campy bent to it, that's fine. I'm not going to dog it too much on that one. And I think the campiness does work for the film. Like, I wasn't really aware of that. I was kind of expecting something a little bit more serious. So at one point I was like, whoa, wait, what's happening here? I think I have the wrong expectation about this movie. This is not a serious movie. It's not a serious like horror vampire movie. It is a kind of a campy, fun, nonsense vampire film. Okay. Well, for that part, it's okay. Definitely very 80s. Very much product of the 80s. The grandfather was funny. The mom was a bit like she was interesting in her own right. Okay. Already from the beginning. How are you divorced and you get none of the money? Not a dime. Oh. So already for the get-go, you know that she's easily manipulated, right? Oh man. But I think overall it's all right. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. But yeah, that's the Lost Boys segment. All right. Are y'all still watching or did y'all scatter now? I like this 4. Now there might be 3. Amazing 4. Wow, I got 4 people watching. Probably have more if I change. You know what? If I didn't talk about horror movies and I talked about what you guys really wanted to hear, Ethan Ralph. Oh, that's coming up right now. Let me pull up something real fast, though. Okay. As I pull this up, let me take this down. Have any of you listened to the Kino Casino's, what do they call it? The Secret Pill Stream with Pod Awful. Have you guys listened to that? Now, I could play it. It's quite long. It's 2 hours. I don't have 2 hours to play it. And it's also very raunchy. The words that Ralph uses to describe his bedroom activities, it's very detailed. YouTube is not friendly with that stuff. Unless for some reason you're a chick and you have one of those channels where you talk about all sorts of dirty stuff. No, there are others. Those channels do exist. So I'm not going to watch it. But we will talk about it here. Let me go and change this real fast. Okay. Now, this is pretty wild. I don't know why Ethan Ralph decided it was a good idea to even talk to Pod Awful. I don't understand why he does that. Ethan Ralph must be so low, must have so little friends that he's desperate to talk to. He has no one. He has no friends. He has no one in his life to talk to. He's lonely. He's so lonely that he's willing to talk to those that he knows will betray him, that he knows will burn him with the stuff he says. The only person he could talk to is the Judas. That's it. That's all he could talk to. He just had a guy that is going to troll him, is going to mess with him. Pretty outspoken about that. Is pretty weaselly. But it's the nature of a Jesse to do that. So he had Jesse PS on there, and he did most of the talking. I thought it was supposed to be like an interview, but Ethan Ralph did most of the talking, explaining things, getting into detail of things that Pod Awful didn't even ask about. He was going off, revealing all sorts of crazy details about how, like, he used to party with Dick Masters, and what that we know, but he would do lines of Dick's girlfriend or whatever she's supposed to be, a fiance, or I don't even know anymore. Yeah, I looked into that 5,000 as like $4. $4. Yeah, loving it. But I mean, that is very desperate. That's all he could. He will talk to Pod Awful about that stuff. He knows he's going to be betrayed by him. He knows he is. And I guess part of him wants the information to get out there because he wants these people to get burned and know that he has stuff on them. And know that what he's willing to do. Talking about what he used to do with Maria, talking about things behind the scenes. It's like, and then he's not even asked about this, but he gets into his poop thing about him eating the poop or snorting the poop off of his thumb. Ralph was not even asked about that. He wasn't even asked. He's just like, hey, completely drunk, smashed out of his mind. I've not heard him this wasted before. Like, it's like he was pill stream wasted, like the original pill stream wasted. But yet, I guess he has built enough tolerance to that he was able to function enough to tell a very detailed story, mini stories, about the things he did, he didn't do, but he actually did, and provide justification and reasons for, like, why women like thumbs in their butts and things like that. It is so wild. It's like, and Pod Awful's just there like, yeah, okay. It blows my mind. It blows my mind that he would have this conversation. First off, let me just say, whatever you do in the bedroom, those are details that you should not share with anyone, not even your closest friend. Your bros do not need to know your intricate details of how you eat the pink meat. They're not caring. They don't care for that. And when you get into that level of detail, it sounds gay. It's not gay because it's eating out a woman, but that level of detail is just not needed. You don't have to be like, oh, I go up and down, like that. Okay. And I'm keeping it tame by talking about that. Ralph was using very, very, very detailed descriptions, like an Anne Rice novel descriptions, for eating butt. There's things that happen in the bedroom that you don't talk about. In the heat in the moment, things happen. Things happen. Okay? Hey, there's women out there. There are some freaks out there. And a lot of women are freaks. That's just the truth of it. As someone who's been with several women, if you guys ever been with women, you know there's some very freaky women out there. There's all sorts of YouTube channels talking about how freaky they are. It's all over the place. You could see them on. You can see what they do for just attention on Twitch or X. Okay, freaky women. A thumb is just the beginning. Okay. Anyway. What I found even more annoying though about this stream was like PvP's and Andy Worski's commentary on it was like it was rich to me. I found it funny, but for the reason they were not going for. as Ralph was getting detailed into intricacies of bedroom activity, you'd have Andy Worski in PvP make commentary on it. PvP, let me make a closer, let's get something that really put the detail who PvP is. The well right there being choked out, that's PvP, okay? He's a big dude. He's a huge guy. And this was years ago. Rumor has it he's even fatter than this now. Okay. Rumor has it he's so fat he can't even see his own penis. Okay. This guy does not get laid. This guy does not do anything. I can tell you right now, the stories I've heard, the stuff he does in the hotel rooms is not what you would consider to be normal stuff. Maybe you have a particular fetish. We all have a particular fetish. Hey, it is that I don't really care what you do in the bedroom with consensual adults. Okay, all right. But what's the King Cobra forbidden 4 or 5? Yeah, just follow those rules. Okay, follow those rules and you'll be fine. All right, let's see. But yeah, so PvP doesn't have really any experience to be speaking of. And Andy Worski is a cokehead. Andy Worski would do lines of coke off the bottom of a dumpster because for a fix. Like he is, and there's stories about him. There's stories about Andy Worski putting a pine cone in a girl's butt. So now, did he sniff the pine cone afterwards? Probably not. Okay, I guess that's I guess that's a good line to draw there, right? I guess it is. Well, Andy Worsk only put a pine cone in this girl's butt. He didn't smell it or lick it afterwards. He was like, okay, all right. Yeah, probably because there's probably some blood on it. I mean, a pine cone, that's nasty, dude. That's painful. Oh God. Yeah. Well, my thing is, he's done freaky stuff before. But what's rich about this, listening to them react to the way they did, it was like these two people are like the last people I really want to hear from about what's normal about sexual stuff, and it was about putting a finger in a butt. That's what it was. They're like, no, women don't like that. Who does that? And whatever. And it was like, what? There's a lot of other things. There's a lot of other things explained here. Let me just say, there's women that are freaks. There's women that are freaky out there. You just have to make sure things are clean. That's all I'm going to say there, okay? That's all I'm going to say. But throughout the commentary, PvP and Andy Worski, in my opinion, came off as people who never really actually slept with a lot of women. Never really met. It did not really have those experiences. Because when you do, you find out that these women are freaks, man. You go down on them and they want more stuff, whatever. I'm just keep it. There's just things that happen, okay? Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, I mean, they would ask questions like, if you ask 10 guys if they would put a finger in a butt, they wouldn't do that, would they? You probably get 0. But no, you probably get, but 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. That thing, I mean, that was an expression that went around. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. People actually do that stuff. Okay. Oh man. But anyway, and there's whole porn sections on that stuff, like anal stuff. Okay. I mean, what are we talking about? That stuff happens. So the stuff that Ralph is talking about is yeah, it's disgusting. No one wants to hear about it. And because it's true, no one wants to hear about it. That's why I'm being kind of weird about it too. But it's he should just move on from it. The whole being stuck on, did Ralph eat the poop? Did he sort the poop? People only really care because they find it funny that he's hung up on it. It's just move on from it. That's not what what destroyed your career. No, what destroyed your career is the fact that you burned bridges with your closest friends. That's one of it. You completely betray people in a life ruination way. When you feel like you're crossed, this goes to Ethan Ralph. When Ethan Ralph feels like he's been crossed, been wronged in some way, he goes straight like crazy levels. That's like just unhinged. Like, why are you going after people's lives like that? Like, why are you doing that? You know, they say one thing to you. Ralph will still do that to this day, and he'll brag about it. There's someone else he did it to. I forgot his name. But it was like, you know, he wanted to enter the game. He wanted to say stuff. So you know what I did? I found out where he worked. I found out where he lived. I found out about his wife. It's like, okay, dude, what in the world are we doing here? That is why that is the biggest reason why you're like internet villain. Okay, you're like sexcapades, whatever. It's just like the side story. There might be some people who really care about that still, that are like a Matthew Vickers camp, but I think recent things have come out to where even they don't really care about that anymore. Matthew Vickers is a cuck. I don't know if you know that. Matthew Vickers, flat out cuck. His wife has had many bulls, and rumor has it he has Ethan Ralph on speed dial, or she does. That may or may not be true. That I kind of wish that was true. Actually, it would be rich. It'd be funny if Matthew Vickers gets cucked by Ralph. Ralph, clip this out. Someone clip this out and send it to Ralph. Ralph, whatever you do, you cannot in your life yet. You have to cuck Matthew Vickers. Do that. Mrs. Vickers is probably going to be up for it. Okay? Because that right there, that little detail, that'd piss Matthew Vickers off so much. It'd be so enraged. It would be funny. You know it would be funny. Just put out a rumor that it's real and just make the rumor true. Okay? And yeah, there you have it. Anyway, that's my advice for Ralph right there, because that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I say, so yeah, it's just Ralph went into these crazy details about this stuff that completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. Another thing too, just to highlight again, I did find a rich that what PvP and Andy Worski would be acting like. They would be acting like, what was it about stuff like? They'll be like, oh man, women aren't freaky like that. When Ralph was talking about like sometimes they like butt play or whatever, it's like, no man, there are some freaky women out there. What's that song about? White girls like dogs. That's not just a joke. There's some freaky women out there, a lot of them, and that stuff is real. Okay. Go around, mingle, go through a hoe running phase, and you'll learn that real quick. There's some freaks. For real. Okay. Now I want to watch this too. I want to remember this little fight here. This is funny. Shout out to Tony at work. I'm not gonna probably play the audio. I'm just gonna play this. I don't know if you guys remember this. This is a long time ago. You know what? Let's see. Let's try with the audio.
And so right away, I want to comment on the stances. You got PPP over here looking super confident. He's just chilling. And
PPP,
in his mind, he's just going to tackle
looks like
Worski.
the mustard man.
Game over. You got Worski over here. He's hopping. He's light on his feet. He's got his elbows close to his body.
He has like a little gut. He has like a little beer gut there.
Got his palms open, ready to grapple. He's ready to go. So let's see how it goes.
2, 1, go!
And as predicted, Ashton comes in with the sumo charge right.
That's his only move he has. He's going to charge him. Now, but that little run he did probably spent PPP all his energy. Watch, he's going to get on the floor. He's going to be dropped to the floor.
ends up on top of Worski. But Worski slides out the back door.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so people think that would be like the power move. All PPP would have to do is just dump all his weight on Andy, and he would win. Okay. I mean, you think that would work in theory, but small, skinny, slender guys, coke fiends, they're slippery people, man. They're wiry people. They will climb around you like a spider monkey. They will get on your back, dude. If this was a real fight, Andy would be biting him.
A little bit of a super duck laying on the floor and gets the back.
Oh. And now it's over. Now it's over. At that point, PPP lost.
Already we got some choke pressure applied, and I don't know if you're able to hear it, but PPP begins to gargle.
I didn't hear the gargling. I like this breakdown here. I don't know who this guy is.
So this isn't the worst choke to be in. As you can see, PPP's fighting hands. Really, all he needs to do is turn.
Yeah, he would have to. Well, he had to apply some pressure and turn, but he's
turn his face. Maybe try to put his back against the fridge or something to get the angle away from his neck. And he does, knocking shit everywhere. So Andy still has a little bit of a grip around his neck.
Okay. He gets on the floor. This is PPP. Andy Worski gets dropped on the floor. And I want to point out something. He has a massive rip in his freaking pants. Look at this. Aha! Oh, man, that's a mess. That's a lot of beer cans. That's a lot of beer. Oh, gross. I mean, that's a real struggle right there.
So
what's that move? Just flap around helplessly? It's like a freaking a manatee. A freaking manatee. Oh my god.
Ashton here is trying to return to turtle position. And I like this a lot. So turtle position is basically like hands and knees. Ashton wants to stand back up.
Ashton is
but
so
look at
spent.
Andy's
He's
transition
done.
here. The way
done. He's so done. How long does it go on for? It goes on for longer? For real?
classic bully choke in.
All right, chill. Everyone chill.
Now Jaden at his max capacity of fear is like, okay, seriously, guys, you guys got to stop. Chill.
No, don't hit him. Don't hit him.
And I don't know why, but.
Oh, come on, man. That's when it was going to be real. He's going to get punched in the face. Oh, that punch might have put Andy under, though. We've seen how it is in boxing. One punch, man. One punch KO. He's the one punch man. Except it's the opposite. He goes down. Sop Poppy hit him one time. That's it. Boom, down. PvP is the power bottom with Andy? Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. Pod Awful should ask them about their sexual escapades. Which is funny, because Pod Awful didn't even ask about that. It was just there. Hey, Ralph. Oh, man. You know, go back to that topic. It was so bad at one point, I felt sorry for Ralph. I felt like he is so done that no one can help him. And at one point I thought, maybe I could help him. Maybe he's reached so rock bottom that he would listen to someone who used to be a fan of the show and seen him at the as highest moment and at the lowest and be like, what are you doing, man? Just, you are wasting away in Mexico. You make a fraction of what you used to make, and you still gloat about it, though. They make nothing. I'm going to release a video on it soon, though. But pretty much it's like, I don't know. There's no way to clean it up or fix them. It requires too much time and too much energy. I wouldn't even have the schedule for it. Even if I did have a way to talk to him, I don't think he would listen to me. And also because I don't have the time for it. I have a family. And I have a job. So there's two things there. And when I do stream or make content, it's usually about Japanese music. So maybe PPP could I don't know what not PPP listen. Wow, am I wasted? I'm not even wasted. I'm not even wasted, man. I got Ethan Ralph's name mixed up with PPP. Look at that. Yeah. It's an absolute rock bottom. Anyway. Let's see if we can get the Hot Poppy clip. There's another clip I want to check out as well. Okay, so this right here.
Leave you a message.
This is Ethan Ralph talking to Ben Thorp, or at least leaving a message for Ben Thorp.
Benji, I just wanted to leave you a message. I saw you and Grace Thorp were banned from Kick for 1,000 years. I tried to call her to give my condolences, and she tried to out me last week. You have done a great job of ruining her career.
Yeah. Even Ethan Ralph could point that out, and it'd be justified to do so. Yeah. True. Ethan Ralph is not banned off Kick. And he can get into detail about like USS Liberty and talk about how the small tribe is the reason why we have a massive porn addiction and the reason why our life is. Whoa, what? I didn't say anything like that. I didn't say anything like that at all.
Had you turned it over to me, she would be a superstar by now. And
okay, wait. Is that even real? Did you hear what he just said?
Had you turned it over to me, she would be a superstar by now, and making.
Had you turn her over to me, she would be a superstar.
Thousands of dollars per month, but
making thousands of dollars a month. What do you guys think? Would Grace have a more successful career? Because let's translate this. Because if we do it literally, it probably wouldn't. You guys probably wouldn't agree. I mean, well, let me just ask. Let me just put the poll there. Press 1 in the chat if you think that if Grace went with Ethan Ralph, that she would be making $1,000 a month. Press 2 in the chat if you say no. So press 1 in the chat if you think if Grace went with Ethan Ralph, worked with him, should be a superstar making $1,000 a month. That's right. That's right. She would have been famous. And she would have been. Oh, man, if they met in real life? Oh, man. See, that's why things are messed up. We were robbed of the story we were supposed to get. Ben. That's why things are going the way they are for you, Ben. You're messing with destiny. Ben, the reason why things are not working out for you is because you're defying destiny. You're defying God's will. Grace and Ralph are meant to be together. It is Grace's destiny to meet up with Ralph in Mexico. You're almost there. You're in Texas. Just go further. Just keep on driving. Okay? Just give Grace to Ralph. Allow Ralph to gunt Grace, to put his thumb in her butt and sniff that crap. Okay? She goes through that. He will be famous. He will be more famous than you ever know. Allow Ralph to inseminate. to impregnate your daughter. So we could have another gunt spot. And that would be rich. That would be rich, dude. Drop off the goods to Ralph. Gunt to Grace. Let's go. Let's go. See, that's what we need. That's what's supposed to happen. Kino content. That's Kino content. They're star-crossed lovers, dude. It's meant to be. It's like Romeo and Juliet. Grace would be Panso 2.0. Yes. Yes. It would be fantastic. Yeah. Dude. Oh, yeah. It'd be a whole new life. Ralph wouldn't even know what to do. But it could help the kill stream. Grace could help the kill stream. Am I still on? Am I still live? Okay. For a second, the browser side went down. I was like, am I talking about something raunchy? I know I might have mentioned something about the small tribe, but I love Israel, dude. I love them, dude. I love the Jews, okay? That's why I'm addicted to porn. I can't quit it, man. I know every time I watch a stream and or a video or give them money, it's all going to eventually Mossad. That's how it works. It's a funnel all the way up to the top. You go all the way up to the top. Okay, wait. I don't know about that. Anyway, let's play the rest of this.
You decided you wanted to fuck your daughter instead. You're a piece of trash. You deserve to burn in hell. I want this recorded. I want you to fucking burn in hell because that's exactly what you fucking deserve, and that's exactly what you're gonna fucking get. So how about you record this, and how about you release this to the internet, or maybe I'll just do it myself.
That's right, Ralph. Do yourself what others can't do or refuse to do or something like that. I'm not as smart as you, Ralph. You know the words. You're a wordsmith. Absolutely based. That was like very based Ralph take right there. Now that is the cool Ralph energy. That's not even being ironic. That's real. Yeah. Hey, Cog, can Ralph get a win for that one? No, you're going to bring up the child support that no one cares about. Well, why do people even care about the child support payments? Well, why are we caring about like how much Ralph owes his baby mama? Like, are we the courts? That's really gay hall monitor behavior. That's really stupid. Is that what we're doing now? I know at one point I talked about it, but I was like, you really think about it, it's kind of stupid. And also really think about it, that Vickers family is just pure white trash all the way through and through. They're nothing good to represent. They're pretty horrible in their own right. Look into it, Matthew Vickers is pretty much Ralph, except has money still. Cost some money anyway. I mean, I'm sure that's fleeting. I'm sure it's gone. I mean, that's why Faye Vickers went with Ralph. That whole thing about how women get with guys that kind of resemble their dad. There's some truth to that. They I don't know the reason why, okay, but there's some truth to that, isn't there? You've heard that before. It makes sense. She found a guy that looked like her dad, and she wanted to bang him. That's Ralph. And she wanted to get impregnated by her dad, so she got impregnated by Ralph. Makes sense to me. I mean, hey, there's some freaks out there. Faith was definitely a freak. I don't know why I call her Faith, but Faith was definitely a freak. Faith might have been her cam whore days. Is that real? Fake news or real news? Am I lying or am I joking? Back in the day, Faith did a cam host show called Faye Star. Oh man, the things she would do. Anyway. The last clip to play, I guess, to wrap up this stream. We got to do the Salt Poppy thing since we talked about it. We have to, right? Does that sound right? Art, do you guys want to go longer? Do you have more clips? Because I'm kind of tapped out of my side, honestly, man. I did try to follow Ruby's stuff on her methadone use and all that stuff. I had some thoughts about some commentary about it, and it was going to be wholesome. It was going to be nice, be supportive, and it is. But this far into this drama stream, that wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit the vibe. Yeah, let's do the Andy Worski Thought Poppy. Thought Poppy. It's a very short clip. Let's see. All right, I found something. This might be it, but it's going to be copyrighted. So let me get to the actual fight. This has mini fights in it. All right. All right, here we go. All right. So and that's it. That was it. That was the moment. I'll put the audio on for that one moment. So
Salt Poppy
goes in there.
Salt Poppy has some of the best.
Oh, where was Andy even hit at? Where was he struck at? So before Andy goes down, it was like Salt Poppy took a swing at him. Salt Poppy has like a right hook. Look at that. Boom. Oh, it hit him right in the head. Oh, right on the side, right there. That's contact right there. That's the contact. Hit him right in the head. Boom. Boom. At that point, he was unconscious. He was dropping. He just fell over. That's it. Lights out, buddy. Lights out. Lights out. And you could see the moment of impact before that part. That one. Ready? That frame. Boom. Oh, that looked bad. Yeah. Let's make it bigger. You see that? Yeah, you see it. Just one punch right to the face. Now, a punch to the face can knock you out. Obviously, you got to protect your face. I don't know what sort of training he was doing for boxing, but he was not guarding his face at all whatsoever. He also wasn't hitting the tanning booths. What is that ring-shaped thing on the back of Andy Worski's back? What is that? Like a tattoo of something? It looks like a donut. You see it? It's like a tan. It's like a dark green. It looks like an asshole. He has an asshole on his back. Andy Worski has a butthole between his shoulders. Look at that. You see it? And that was the Wii boxing trainer. Ashton branded his back. Nah. that makes that makes him his slave forever. Forever and forever. Boom. Honestly, PPP should have been in the ring for that guy. Why doesn't PPP just do like a sumo fight? Figure out how to do that. Move to Japan. Figure out how to be a sumo wrestler. Or just do it as like a bit. Get someone fat like Boogie to work with you for one collab, and it's just called like sumo fights. I mean, that'd be fun. That seems like so easy to do with a bunch of fat guys. It's embarrassing, but it's also kind of like it's a competition, you know? And yeah, just do that. Anyway, I'm just random on YouTube. That has no ideas. But anyway, yeah, that was it. That was cool. I enjoyed the stream. I thought it was fun. I might stream on the reaction side of things where I listen to copyrighted music and all that. I can't really do that on YouTube. So I have to go to the liberal land on Twitch for that. All right. Well, with that said, it was fun over here, though. I want to talk about this stuff. We did a little bit of a horror movie review. Overall, Lost Boys is okay. It's not. I don't think I ever remember actually watching it. So I didn't remember how campy it was and how family friendly it was and how gay it was all at the same time. And the last two things don't sound like they would go together, but yet it did. It did. And then we talked about, of course, Ethan Ralph drama. Of course we did. And, you know, Andy Worski and PPP. I think next time we stream, if nothing's popping off, we can go with the history of PPP's breakup with Surfer. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. Anyway, y'all take it easy and have a good one.